What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'll be doing race 6 for the 2025 Shriners Children's 500. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This week in the NASCAR Cup Series has a 1-mile racetrack known as Phoenix Raceway, a track that's going to be very difficult to pass, and the track that will also host a championship race at the end of the year and season. The last time we ran the spring race at Phoenix, we saw Christopher be able to pick up his first win of 2024. He'll be looking to go 3 in a row, trying to become the first driver in the next-gen era to win 3 races in a row as he looks to win this weekend at Phoenix Raceway. So now, we're going to go ahead and jump into picks. But before we go ahead and jump into picks, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. So the weather for this weekend is looking extremely promising. It's going to be 75 degrees a high with 51 degrees as a low with a 0% chance of rain with sunny skies. Going to be some really nice and some really good weather if you're headed out to Phoenix Raceway this weekend. The weather should definitely be very, very good for this weekend at Phoenix. Before also jumping to picks, there is going to be a new tire that is going to be used this weekend at Phoenix Raceway. That will be an option tire. NASCAR is hoping with the option tire that it can create a much better racing product that we've seen at Phoenix, especially for the championship weekend. Teams will have the option, I think, run 6 or 7 different sets of these tires throughout the weekend, and they won't be required to run it, but it will be something that could be used. It could change up the strategy of the race for the weekend. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. For those who are new to the channel, here's how picks usually work on the channel. I do 2 suck picks, 2 drivers I expect to struggle throughout the weekend who I think will not run very well this weekend at this track. 2 underdog picks, 2 drivers who I think need a really good run, who I think will have good runs this weekend or are really good at this type of track and under fun equipment. And I'll do my winner's pick, the driver I think is going to win the race overall. And then I do drivers you watch out for, and usually for the Cup Series, I got 5 drivers you watch out for along with the race winner. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. Who are my suck picks for the 2025 Shriners Children's 500? My first suck pick for this weekend at Phoenix is the driver of the 48 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman historically has not been that great at Phoenix, considering the first time he ran at this track with Hendrick Motorsports, he ran quite well when he was substituting for Dale Jr. in 2016. But ever since that point, Alex Bowman has really struggled. That's why he's running the NASCAR Xfinity Series race earlier in the weekend on Saturday. He's getting experience to try to get a lot better at this track. I believe Alex Bowman may only have 1 top 10 finish since 2016 at this track, so he's generally not ran really good here. I think he's going to struggle quite a bit and most likely finish outside of the top 10 or 15 for sure this weekend at Phoenix Raceway. My second suck pick for this weekend at Phoenix is the driver in the 99 car for Trackhouse Racing, Daniel Suarez. Daniel Suarez has historically not been very good at Phoenix Raceway, and he's been off to not the best start in 2025, as he's had back-to-back DNS going back to Atlanta and going back to Dakota. And like I mentioned, compared to his teammate, he just has not been that good at this racetrack. I think Suarez is unfortunately not going to have the pace and speed. The lack of confidence seems to be there currently at the moment for the number 99 team. I think it's going to be a little bit of struggle for Daniel Suarez, and I think he likely finishes outside the top 20 or top 25. This, of course, a tumultuous year for Suarez. I think he's going to struggle this weekend at Phoenix Raceway. And now we're going to go ahead and jump on the underdog picks for the Shriners Children 500. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick for this weekend at Phoenix is the driver of the 23 car for 2311 Racing, Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace in the next-gen era has actually been very good at this racetrack. He's had a couple top 10 finishes recently here, and Bubba Wallace has been off to a solid start on pace and speed. He's won a stage so far in 2025, and he actually showed really good pace at Circuit Americas and led a couple laps as well. I think there's a lot more confidence with the 23 team, plus Charles Denick. He's a crew chief, and Charles was really good with Christian Eckes at this track in the Craftsman Truck Series. I think that Bubba will also actually contend for top 10 for sure this weekend at Phoenix Raceway. My second underdog pick for this weekend at Phoenix is the driver of the 88 car for Trackhouse Racing, Shane Van Gisbergen. Shane Van Gisbergen was actually pretty good here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, as he did finish 6th in the spring race last year, and I believe finished around 11th or 12th in the fall race last year. And I think Trackhouse Racing is a better team than College Racing currently at the moment. I think SVG, especially after coming off finishing in the top 10 at Circuit of the Americas, I think he's going to carry that momentum. I think this track will suit his driving style. I think that Shane Van Gisbergen will have a very solid and a pretty good run for sure this weekend at Phoenix Raceway with Trackhouse Racing. And now we're going to go ahead and jump on to the winner's pick for the 2025 Shriners Children 500. Who am I picking to win? The driver I'm picking to win this weekend at Phoenix Raceway has been really good over the course of the last couple years at this track, has led a ton of laps, and he, of course, dominated the spring race at the end of the event in 2024. The driver I'm picking to win this weekend at Phoenix is going to be the driver of the 20 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Christopher Bell. I think Christopher Bell is going to make history and become the first driver to win 3 straight races in the next-gen era. Christopher Bell has basically become unstoppable over the course of the last couple weeks. He's been really strong to start the year. He's had one of the fastest cars in the field on a week-by-week basis, and Bell's off to a fantastic start this year. We haven't seen someone win double-digit race in a season since Kyle Larson did it, of course, 4 years ago. I think if Bell continues at pace and speed, there's a chance he could do that. I think there's a good chance he gets it done. I think Christopher Bell will be able to pick up his 3rd straight win in victory this weekend at Phoenix Raceway. And now we're going to go ahead and jump onto the drivers you need to watch out for this weekend at Phoenix. Who should you have your eyes out on? The first driver to watch out for this weekend at Phoenix is the driver of the 12th car for Team Penske, Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney has an absolutely incredible run at this track in the next-gen era. I believe in all the starts he's ran, his worst finish, I believe, is like 5th or 6th. And his average finish is like a 2.5 or like a 3rd position all across the board, which is exceptional in a span of 6 races. Penske's been very good at this track historically, and I think that's going to lead to Ryan Blaney having a really great and fantastic run for sure this weekend at Phoenix Raceway. The second driver to watch out for this weekend at Phoenix is the driver of the 5 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Kyle Larson. While the Hendrick Motorsports cars have not been exceptional at this track in the next-gen era, Kyle Larson's actually had some pretty good stats at this track. And I think Larson will have a good run. It's been an up-and-down start for Larson so far this year in the first 3 races, but I think we're going to traditional tracks where Kyle Larson is usually very good at, and I think that's going to lead to Kyle Larson having a very strong, good performance, as I think he will contend for a top 5 this weekend at Phoenix Raceway. The third driver to watch out for this weekend at Phoenix is the driver of the 19 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Chase Briscoe. Chase Briscoe, of course, earlier today, it was announced that his appeal, actually he won his appeal, so he's got his points back. But we're going to a track where Chase Briscoe has been very, very good at historically when he drove for Stewart-Haas Racing. I almost consider him picking the win. I think he will be very, very fast this weekend. I think especially with how fast the Joe Gibbs Racing cars have been at this track, I think Chase Briscoe will be a factor where he could potentially get his first Cup win of 2025 this weekend at Phoenix Raceway. The fourth driver to watch out for this weekend at Phoenix is the driver of the 24 car for Hendrick Motorsports, William Byron. William Byron, of course, won the NASCAR Cup Series spring race event here in 2023 and was very fast in the championship race a couple years ago as well. I think William Byron will be a factor. He's been off to a fantastic start in 2025. He, of course, finished runner-up at COTA, won the Daytona 500, and showed a lot of great speed at Atlanta. I think that early season momentum is going to continue for William. I think he's got a good chance and opportunity to get a second win of 2025 for sure this weekend at Phoenix Raceway. And a fifth final driver that I think you should watch out for this weekend at Phoenix is the driver of the 9 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott is showing a lot of speed currently at the moment right now. He came back from issues early in the race at COTA and finished inside of the top 5. And Elliott has been really fast at pretty much every single race start of the year and also won the Clash about a month or so ago. I think Elliott will be an absolute major factor and serious contender to go to victory lane. And I think the number 9 team is going to bring the pace and speed, where I do think that Chase Elliott will have a really great chance and a really strong opportunity to pick up the win for sure this weekend at Phoenix Raceway. So, those are my race picks for the 2025 Shriners Children's 500 at Phoenix Raceway. Just a reminder, my suck picks are Alex Bowman, Daniel Suarez. My underdog picks are Bubba Walsh, Shane Van Gisbergen. My winner's pick is Christopher Bell. And the ones to watch out for are Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, Chase Briscoe, William Byron, and Chase Elliott. Those are my race picks. So, that is going to be it for the Race 6 video for the 2025 Shriners Children 500 at Phoenix Raceway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go below that and combo your picks below for this weekend at Phoenix. Tell me your suck picks, tell me your underdog picks, tell me your winner's pick, and let me know the drivers you're watching out for this weekend at Phoenix. Let me know your picks in the comments below. In a couple hours from now, you're going to see the race picks for the NASCAR Xfinity Series dropping on the channel for the race at Phoenix, and you're also going to see the paint skin video dropping as well. Then Friday, we should have a NASCAR news video. We're going to talk about the lawsuit a little bit more. We're going to talk about Chase Briscoe winning his appeal. We'll We'll talk about Cindric's penalty a little bit more, and we'll talk about all the other big stories that have been breaking over the course of the last couple days. We'll talk about people like Haley Deegan, SPG, Connor Zillage, Carl Edwards, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Ross Chastain, Bubba Wallace, Michael Jordan, 2311, Junior Motorsports, all the good stuff. We will be talking about all that stuff on the channel coming up very, very soon. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.